Hey guys, welcome back to Moto Addictions. I'm here and I am so excited to show you guys this. This is my 1985 70 and it's been at the shop for 2 or 3 weeks and that's why I haven't put it on the channel yet, but here it is and I want to talk about it, where I got it, how I got it, what I've done to it. And I'll have another video coming up after this talking more about the conversion and the restoration. Anyway, let's get into it. So I bought this 1985 2 years ago, and it's taken me all this time to restore it because school's gotten in the way and other things, but as you can probably tell, this is not a 70 engine. This is an aftermarket Lifan engine. This is a 125, and I actually just got it running today, and I was very ecstatic. So as you can tell, it does need new fenders, which I'm planning on buying. Kind of out of money now from buying this engine. This engine was about $350. It is a 4-speed semi-auto, so you do have your gear shift, but you just push it up and down, and the clutch is auto, which is nice just for riding around. So I will talk about the restoration and everything else in other videos, and actually what it takes to put a Lifan into your 70, and if it really is worth it, and if it's worth your time, and if it's worth the fun, or if your engine's just dying or whatever. The biggest problem that people have, and this is what I really want to talk about, was the kickstart. So either get an electric start, which costs a lot more and they're harder to find, or you just have a plain old kickstart. But if you have a kickstart, it's just going to hit your fender, it's going to hit your back tire, it's just not going to work. So I had a guy weld this for me. He took the Kickstarter and he bent it and then put this pipe here. So now you just pull it and you crank it over, and that's how you start it. Alright, so now I'm going to start it for you guys so you just can hear what it sounds like, you know, how easy it actually is to start with one of these. So you want to pull it until you get onto your compression stroke. Okay, right there. And you want to... I'm going to stop because we're in the garage and I don't want to suffocate myself, but as you can tell, it starts up pretty easy. You just have to make sure you're on your compression stroke. And yes, as you can hear, the throttle isn't perfect. I haven't fine-tuned this one bit. I just barely got it running. And here I'm going to talk about a few things of what I had to do to get it running. And it was having a few issues when it first started running. And I'm going to explain what I did to fix those and so on and so forth. So I had it here and I got the engine on. I got the carburetor on, all that stuff. And then it came back from the shop, and the guy did the kickstart pull start conversion thing. So he did that, got it back, was really excited, hooked up the gas to it, and I was pulling on it. Would not start, and I was getting really frustrated. So then I started to use starter fluid. It would kind of turn over like it wanted to start, and then it just didn't want to do it. I don't know. Well, then finally, out of random, I pulled it one time, and it just popped, started idling, sounded pretty okay, would idle on its own, which I was very surprised. And then, you know, all happy me. I was so excited. I took it out of the garage, and I was like, man, can't wait to go ride this. I've been waiting 2 years to be able to ride this 70, and here I am. And I go, and I get all the way down the driveway, and smoke start coming out of the exhaust, starts coming out of the back of the exhaust, and also starts coming out of the header. And I was sitting there and I turned it off and I was like, wow, this sucks. Put all this money and time into it and now it's smoking. And then brought it back in the garage, came back inside, started looking stuff up on the internet. Why is it smoking out of the header? That's really weird. So what I found on the internet is when they make these engines and they ship them from China, they put shipping oil in them. It's not oil. Don't run it on your engine at all. If you get your engine from the mail, it has oil in it, drain it, put real oil in it. That stuff's just so it sits in whatever. But when they put the head on in your cylinder and stuff, they lube up your piston rings. They lube up your piston rings so that it can slide in nicely, and when it's sitting there in a crate or a box forever, it doesn't ruin. It doesn't sit there dry and just barely move back and forth and rub. It's nice and lubed up. So I had to run it for probably about 5-10 minutes-ish, And then the smoke started to clear up, but that was just the oil from the rings, and it was really no big deal at all. So, not talking about the 70, this is a Model A replica, and if you guys would love to see this on the channel, I'd like to see stuff in the comments, people liking, subscribing. I'd really, really much appreciate this. I'll go over it, I'll talk about it, start it up for you guys. But if you guys want to see this, please let me know down in the comments. Also, for the people who want to know more about the Big Red, it's outside. I've been working on wiring. The wiring is really, really jacked up. People were trying to run it without a key and chopping wires, and I can't get a spark out of it. I'll keep on trying for you guys, but I'll let you know in future videos. But if you want to see more of this, if you want to see more of that, please drop a like and please subscribe. It means $1,000,000 to me, guys, and I will see you next time.